Hi then guys, and welcome to the UFC 270 predictions. So as of right now, we are going into the start of the year with a clean slate. This is the first pay-per-view of the year. We're going to start with Michael Moraes and Trevin the Problem Giles. I'll try and break it down as quickly and as briefly as I can for you. We're doing just the main event, the main card like we always do. Do follow the Twitter handles. There is myself, which is /Dan3HitYou, and there's also the dedicated MMA tips one, which I've created, which is at the UFC tips. I'll put a link in the description below. So let's get on with this. Moraes comes in very heavy-handed, comes in undefeated as well. But as far as I'm aware, and as far as I can see from tape, from footage, from my analysis, I think that is as far as he goes in regards to the UFC tonight. The problem in Trevin Giles so far has shown more adaptability, more versatility, and is more than comfortable on the big stage that is the UFC. He's been at pay-per-view events, he's been at fight nights, he's done it. Every debutant says they're not like they're not ready for the big stage, but it's a difference and it's quite a shock to them. So I think mentally he will think he's ready. Ultimately, he won't be. There's fans there. And to be honest, I think Giles will look to take this one to the ground as quickly as he can, dominate from there in the top position, probably go for a cheeky submission if he's there. I'm expecting a finish here, despite what the bookmakers say. I'm leaning towards a TKO or a submission victory for the problem, which is Trevin Giles. Moving on to the next fight, we have Cody Starman versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. And I believe it was Big John on the Weighing In podcast that said pretty much what I was already thinking, which was, and I couldn't have said it better myself, which was Cody Starman can win this fight, but he has to be great, and he has to be great for 15 minutes. Nurmagomedov, on the other hand, has to be good. Basically, Starman has to put in an 8, a 9 out of 10. Saeed Nurmagomedov needs to put in maybe a 6 or a 7 out of 10 consistently throughout the 15 minutes, and he will get the win. I think, similar to the last fight, Nurmagomedov will look to dominate the fight when he's in a position to do so. And ultimately, I believe he will win by a points decision. Moving on to... Is it Michael? Let's go with Michael Pereira. And unquestionably, he's the favourite. He's the more established fighter. However, Andre himself, the odds that are on him are too big for me to pass upon. So if you want my official pick to win the fight, it will be Pereira. But in terms of the betting side of things, I will be backing Andre because it's a big chunk of money that could potentially come back and he can win the fight. Pereira's known to not have a solid gas tank. It could come into play here. I'm not saying it's going to. But the odds on Andre winning, in my opinion, outweigh that the odds have been given by the bookies. So I'm leaning towards that in terms of placing money down. And I will probably go by a decision victory as well because there's stupid money on that. I think it's like 7 or 8 to 1. So that would be in American terms, money line plus 7 or 800. It's ridiculous. Let's go on to the co-main event, which is Brandon Moreno, the current champ, versus Davison Figueiredo. And this is going to be short and sweet. Moreno's been there. He's done it. The last fight, as questionable as some of the things may be, the finish was not questionable. Figueiredo will do it again. Sorry, Moreno will do it to Figueiredo again. Moreno will win by submission once more. And still, your flyweight champion, Brandon Moreno. Moving on to the final fight of the evening, which is Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. And as I alluded to on Twitter, there is a lot being made of Francis's contract situation, but ultimately it's very simple, and I don't think there is any mental blockage in his head whatsoever. In a nutshell, if he loses, he is free to walk away from the UFC in 90 days. If he wins, however, he is currently contracted until December 2022. Then he can leave, providing he is not the champion, and he will get, I believe, an automatic 3-fight extension to his contract that would then expire in December. So he's got nothing to worry about. Basically, if he wants to leave and he wants to earn money boxing Tyson Fury, he has to lose this fight. Is he going to want to lose his fight? Probably not. Has he knocked him out in training? Well, sorry, there was a bit of an argument at the press conference. I've seen the footage. Did he knock him out? Maybe. Did he definitely knock him down? Yes, he did. So it has happened. It was a high kick. We don't really see the kicks from Ngannou, so they could come into play. However, I see Ngannou winning this by a TKO or a submission. I feel, as I've alluded to on Twitter, I don't want to spill all the beans here because I will leave that for the live stream itself. But if you watch Cyril Gane, he looks very elusive, very agile. But when you analyse the tapes and you watch them side by side by side, so if you watch like 3, maybe 4 fights, he does the same patterns in certain stances. He's very easy to read. And if I can see it, I guarantee you Francis Ngannou's team can see it. He moves in patterns. Sometimes switches them up, but 9 times out of 10 he follows a similar pattern. Especially once he's thrown his punches, he then goes into like a rotation of patterns. So I will probably, if I'm awake, tell you exactly how Francis is going to win, with which hand he will knock him out with or put him down with. But then I believe it would either be he'll be on top to finish with fists, or Cyril will try and get up, Francis will take the back, and we might see a rear naked choke from Francis. That's my outside pot shot. But ultimately, Francis Ngannou to win and still be your UFC heavyweight champion of the world. So thank you for watching the tips, the predictions, the spoilers, whatever you want to call them. Please do tune into the live stream tonight. We'll be live from roughly 12 AM midnight in the UK. Don't know what time that is in America. Very sorry. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, all that shenanigans and shizzle. Hopefully I'll see you in the live stream tonight. Thank you and good evening.